Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 3 of Charlie's Edition, the Joy of Gay Sex series. If you have not checked out my previous video, which featured my opinion on homophobia and some facts or topics out of the flawless book, Joy of Gay Sex, be sure to check that out as well. Our next topic that I want to talk about is bisexuality. Now, here's my take on bisexuality. I personally don't think there is such thing as bisexual. Either you are gay or you're straight. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's my opinion. And the reason why I think that is because you are going to like more sex than you do the other. Either you're going to like women more or you're going to like men more. Either you're going to enjoy one sex the most and have fun on the side with the other sex. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have different opinions about that, and definitely I want to hear what your opinions are. So please leave me a comment. Also, if you want to listen to any specific topic or hear about a specific topic, be sure to leave me a comment or a message and let me know, and I will definitely talk about it on the next Charlie's Edition show. So basically, that's my take on bisexuality. Like, I believe a lot of people experiment and then they're like, ooh, I like that, and then, you know, they wind up liking that, but they still like their main sex completely. Now, I'm not sure because I'm not bisexual, so I would not know. So please let me hear your opinions if you are bisexual, and tell me if that is, you know, what it's like, because I want to hear it. But now I'm going to read about what bisexuality is. So you guys, please listen up and let me know what you think. Perhaps no other word in the area of human behavior is used with such imprecision. First, let's talk about what bisexuality does not mean. In the classic culture of ancient Greece and Rome, many adult men were bisexual, and that they were married to women and had adolescent boys as lovers. This arrangement was probably responsible for some of the great epic and lyric poetry of Hellenic times. There was always an age difference between the males, and the older man had to play the active and masculine role in intercourse. If he wanted to play the passive or feminine role, he wanted to get effed, he became an object of ridicule. This kind of sexual arrangement is generally considered pederasty, or sex with adolescents, and should not be confused with the sort of bisexuality we want to discuss. Similarity, we are not talking about sex between men who are normally heterosexual, but because of sexual deprivation in prison, say, turn to one another. Nor would we call a man bisexual who has sex exclusively with men, although he is capable of great emotional intimacy with women. We do not subscribe to Freud's theory of bisexuality, that everyone is bisexual at birth, but at a certain point is unconsciously forced to choose between heterosexuality or homosexuality. Fred, like many of his age and culture, believed that the only correct choice was heterosexuality. Nor are we talking about the so-called bisexuality of closeted gay men. Many homosexual men pose as bisexuals, though they have sex with other men. Their bisexuality is a convenient, if dishonest, passport into heterosexual respectability. It's often assumed for business or social reasons. What, then, is a bisexual? A bisexual is someone who has sexual relationships with both sexes. A bisexual can have affairs with men and women simultaneously. Other bisexuals have long homosexual affairs that may last for years. The bisexual will then enter into an equivalent long-term heterosexual relationship. Obviously, these arrangements may be fraught with complications. One great advantage to bisexuality is that it enables someone to play very different emotional and sexual roles. With a woman, the bisexual may be fatherly and assertive. With another man, childlike and passive. With a woman, he might be open, cheerful, and confiding, a true partner in a complex relationship. And with the man, he might be impersonal, anonymous, and passionately animal. Or he might be tender and supportive with the younger man, and rather rough and competitive with an older woman. Homosexuality might be reserved for lasting relationships, and heterosexuality for occasional thrills or vice versa. The possibilities are various, but not all of them entail a clear separation between sexual and psychic response. Some bisexual men have arrived at the blend of traits usually considered masculine and feminine. They react to members of either sex in the same way. Let me see. I'm going to skip some parts and come down here. It says, conversely, many gay men consider their own light so clearly superior to the dullness of heterosexuality, and they ascribe bisexuality to hypocrisy or cowardice, and bisexuals are more often accused of being promiscuous than straight or gay men. So, I mean, like, it's just interesting. It's like, are bisexuals just more of experimental types? Like it said in the earlier part that I just read, kind of similar to what I pretty much think. They stay in one relationship with a specific sex for a certain amount of time, but they originally go back to the one that I think they like the best. I mean, so it's like, I guess they can be considered bisexual, but it's either you're more gay or you're more straight. I mean, I don't know. It's confusing to me. So let's see what else they have. Okay, let me read this part. What if a man who has been happily homosexual for years finds himself attracted to a woman? Should you have an affair with her? Is there a real sexual attraction? Why not? Should you tell her about your homosexuality? Most men won't. But then, most men seldom talk about their past with women they have just met. But should you continue the affair? If she begins to become emotionally attached, you should tell her. She may back out, she may try to cure you, in which case set her gently but firmly in place. If you're lucky, she may simply take you at a face value and a relationship moment by moment. What if you enter an affair with a man who has been heterosexual till now? From time to time, straight men, especially they are sophisticated and live in big cities, do develop a crush on a man that they know to be gay. If you find the man attractive, there is no reason not to go ahead. But if you know his wife or steadily woman friend, you may find yourself entering a romantic triangle not very different from all straight or all gay one. Be prepared to lose both his friendship and hers. So I'm going to stop there. So basically, I mean, that pretty much explained it right there, I guess, what a bisexual is. But what I got out of there is just basically they're experimental or confused or something to that nature. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not bisexual. I can't say. I truly believe that there's either you're gay or you're straight. I don't know. But that was just some information out of the book there. So definitely, once again, tell me what you think. Tell me your opinion and your outlook on this subject. I definitely would love to hear your feedback. Also, take a look at my homophobia video, which was previous to this. And if you have not checked out any of the previous episodes of The Joy of Gay Sex, where we talked about some other topics, be sure to go back on my videos and just look up the title. It says Joy of Gay Sex Series, and you'll see some of the other stories that I've been talking about. So once again, stay tuned for part 4 of the Charlie's Edition, where we're going to talk about tonight's last subject. So, holla back.